Alright, what's up everybody, it's your boy Duplace here, back with some more reaction videos. So we're checking out the new No Man's Sky update. We're actually going to be watching two videos. Just a quick trailer of the update on IGN, and then we're going to react to a guy saying how it improved the game drastically. So, before we get into this, don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe, turn on post notifications. In the description, TikTok, Instagram, and Discord. Comment, like, share, subscribe, turn on post notifications, all of that good stuff. So I can get more likes, comments, shares, subscriptions, money, clout, fame, success, and I can stop being a bum. I figured it's better to say it in the beginning. Let's get into it. So we'll start with this video.
This is for the explorers, the wanderers, where others see darkness. They see stories to be told, worlds waiting to be found. They expand our horizons. They reach farther. They go first, while others sleep. They dream.
Finally, we can exit the ship while in space. I just peeped that. Alright, so now we segue into the next video. I just wanted a quick preview of that. So yeah, this guy. This one, yeah. Listen to his commentary, because I want to know exactly how it enhances the
numbers. Not just because it adds shiny new features like customizable corvettes or the ability to spacewalk, but rather because it strikes at something profound within the gamer's psyche. It fundamentally alters how we engage with vast, infinite worlds. Now at its core, this update is not just about expanding the game's mechanics, but it's redefining the emotional layer here, the psychological relationship that we as players have with the universe that we've been exploring for all these years. I'm going to break this down for you in this video and sum up why Hello Games have pieced together something that's more than the sum of its parts, and why so many other developers have completely missed out on this one. No Man's Sky has always been about the awe of discovery, and that set in an endless space. Quintillions of different stars, absolutely trillions upon trillions of different planets. But that infinity can ultimately feel somewhat alienating to many players. Over time, the planets can blur together in our memories. Exploration can feel transient as we move from location to location, and despite the fact that many of these places are absolutely beautiful and some are just absolutely barren, fundamentally there's a sensation that some players...
Well, that's how it would be in the real universe, though. That's how it goes. There's going to be barren places. Everywhere is different.
And that's why base building can be such a key feature. It brings us home, it gives us an anchor, it gives us a place to call home. The Voyager's update then flips all of this on its head by making not just your base your home, but also your ship itself. It becomes an emotional anchor, a personalised, habitable space that you can take absolutely everywhere with you. It's yours in the universe, a space that would otherwise perhaps dwarf you, an area, like we say, where you might feel untethered. In other words, these new ships, the corvettes, are fulfilling a primal sci-fi yearning for agency and belonging in the depths of the unknown. And this is something that I feel is very appealing for many space gamers, but it's also something which the vast majority of space games absolutely miss. So here's the psychological hook. The ship is effectively an extension of yourself as a player. You can look around the internet and you'll see players describing their corvettes not just as tools, not as ships, but as safe havens, companions, or even characters in their story. So in a game where everything is procedurally generated, Building a ship from scratch, hulls, interiors, modules, gives you a sense of creation that combats the game's inherent loneliness. Yes, we can do that with...
That's so awesome though, because now you can customize the ships to your liking. I wonder if you could put like bathrooms or bedrooms on them. Not that like, I don't think this game has a sleep function. And usually games do that to allow you to save, like Grand Theft Auto, but you know, just to like have like I don't know, a pool room. If you want it to be like a super huge freight ship, I'd love to see like you be able to build different rooms and set it up kind of like a house or a mansion, even a literal flying mansion. That would be cool.
Because when you take your new customized Corvette up there into space, whether it's Thomas the Tank Engine or the Millennium Falcon, you're up there traveling the galaxy in a...
That's so ridiculous looking.
Both lived in as well as personal. So this ownership then really does transform the passive sightseeing into an active sense of world building, making the Infinite feel both intimate and meaningful. Because now you're no longer just flying through space and experience the wonder of the universe, but you're also taking your home along with you. This might seem like a subtle shift, but it's actually far deeper than many people are realizing. You're up there in space and you get out of your pilot seat, you're walking around the interior of your ship, you look out the windows and you can see those massive gas giants out there, asteroids, fields, space stations, or even other ships flying by. So this really is truly a shift in how we experience No Man's Sky as a game. And for me, I firmly believe this is one of the reasons that No Man's Sky has peaked at 98,000 players on Steam. People aren't just playing the game, they are now inhabiting the game, and that makes all the difference. And yes, this is a foundational reason why ship interiors are so important to games with spaceships. Now, of course, No Man's Sky is not the only space game with ship interiors, so it's worth pausing for a moment to look at a few others, and why some of them are very close to achieving exactly what No Man's Sky has achieved here, but whilst others have completely missed the point. So let's start with Star Citizen. This one, of course, has some absolutely amazing spaceships. Regardless of what you feel about the game itself, I've said many times before that this game easily has the best spaceships out there, and it's no slouch when it comes to ship interiors. And this really is one of the reasons I do feel that the ships sell so well in that game and why it's generated so much money. It's because there is a psychological hook, a real deep drive for players to want to be able to inhabit their world, inhabit the game that they are exploring, and therefore having ships that you don't just...
You know, one thing I wish No Man's Sky had more of a story to it. I haven't really been playing through the missions that you have to do. In fact, I haven't played No Man's Sky in months or weeks. Usually when I do load it up, I just fly to a different planet and then I just close it after traversing through them. I might even play it after this recording, but I wish it had like a full-fledged story. Imagine like traveling to different planets. Well, I don't need to imagine that, that's already the case. In fact, it's the whole premise of the game. It's not open world, it's open universe. Seeing different species, I mean, we do see that there on the planets. Seeing different civilizations, cities, maybe that's something they plan to add in the future, because if it's an open universe game, then there's so much to add, so I don't know, it could be decades worth of ideas. I hope they never stop. In fact, I'm gonna Google something to confirm my bias right now. Will No Man's Sky updates ever stop? Sean said in an interview that he can imagine a time when when his team no longer have a desire. I don't... So much to do. Okay, lots more to be added, tons of worlds that haven't been made, tons of ships you can get into. I don't see it ever ending anytime soon, because again, open universe, it's endless.
That are yours, that are your home, that are part of who you are. Well, that makes all the difference to the gameplay that you're playing, the game world that you're inhabiting. And from this point of view, this is something that Star Citizen does very well. It's also got some truly beautiful planets in the game as well, and all of this kind of adds together. If and when Star Citizen ever fully emerges as a complete game with very complex...
Not to go too off topic, but you know what I really want to see? Leaked footage of that Iron Man game that EA was working on. I've seen the Wolverine one, and I might go watch some dev footage of that soon. Not recording though, just on my own personal time.
Well, it could be perhaps the best space game out there, but that's a long road and a different argument. Now, Starfield attempted the same thing here as No Man's Sky with its spaceships. Arguably, perhaps not quite as good as No Man's Sky, but very, very similar. Now, the problem here is not with the ships in Starfield, but with the world itself, with the game.
The game being limited to 1,000 planets isn't even bad because that's so much to explore. You'll never see even 1% of the planets in No Man's Sky. Because there's 18 quintillion, so
Gameplay with the universe.
yeah, impossible.
It was so divided because of all those loading screens, it didn't really feel like you were exploring. So therefore, whilst you could inhabit the spaceship, it didn't really feel like you're going on a galactic trip when you stepped into that ship. And by the same token, Elite Dangerous has an amazing galaxy, full of scale, one-to-one
It's a very beautiful
of the Milky
visual.
Way. And whilst you can
Just
go
being in
on
orbit of the
some
planet.
journeys that many people have over the
And I
years,
love how the ship looks too, very aerodynamic.
the spaceship itself is just a vehicle. It's not a home, and this is something that game is deeply missing. And all of this highlights what No Man's Sky has actually achieved here. Features then like EVA, spacewalking or atmospheric skydiving, they also add to thrill. But the fact here, the buzz is not just about the idea that you can spacewalk or that you can skydive, but the way in which they make the universe feel more real. And they do this simply because you can walk around your ship, open a door and step out into the void of space, or otherwise step out into, I guess, gravity and skydive down to the surface. So sure, players can rave about Iron Man vibes or epic replayable freedom, but underneath all of this, it's the immersion, the fact of seamless transition. Exiting your ship in zero-G, walking interiors during flight, all of this blurs gameplay and reality. And yes, that means it's something that hits hard, even if you're not really realizing exactly what's...
I'm wondering how exactly you spin around and get back into the ship.
So yeah, this is because two different things are going on at once. We've got some amazing gameplay experiences, but also...
Oh, so you just float. Okay, good. I mean, it is space, so
This is allowing players to
I don't know what I was thinking there.
Spacefarer, not just a pilot.
Black hole.
It's the holistic integration of two different philosophies of gameplay. One, piloting spaceships. Two, the ability to explore these environments on foot. And of course, yes, No Man's Sky has always allowed you to do both of these things, but there's always been that transition, that moment of teleporting from the ship to the exterior. And here, that is now completely seamless, and the ship interior is key for that. In other words, ship interiors are not just additive, they are instead, as I've been saying for many years, transformative. They reignite the wonder by making the game feel vibrant, personal, and alive, even after all these years. So, in case you're feeling that there's something different about the Voyager's update and you can't quite put your finger on it, well, that's because there is something different. But
This is a very beautiful sight though, that moon crater.
And all of that boils down to
I'm assuming it's a moon, I don't know.
empowers players to craft their own narrative inside of an infinite universe. They allow you to blend creativity, building your dream ship, immersions, living inside of it, and connections, sharing that ship. It's why sentiment is overwhelmingly positive for this update. It's got to be said that the game's found botched launch was healed a long time ago, but this update, Voyagers, is taking No Man's Sky in a completely different direction, and it's something that I feel is very positive for the game. Now, there's also another aspect of this update I'd like to talk about, and that is the multiplayer crew mechanics. This elevates the whole concept further by turning isolation into a connection. And of course, you've been able to go around with other players before and fly together perhaps with these different ships, but here, sharing the same ship, whilst one of you is piloting and the others are hanging out in the crew quarters, or simply everyone hanging out together during autopilot, watching the galaxy pass by together, that's not just superficial co-ops. Instead, it's something far deeper. It's about belonging in a shared space.
I really do wish there was like a proper animation to enter ships and vehicles though, rather than just the portal thing.
That you can decorate with friends.
Not a huge deal, just something I'd like to see.
And yeah, that's an emergent joy. It's something that echoes real-life bonds like road trips or house parties, but in space inside a game. And that's something that I feel a lot of other games are missing. And this is why I feel that this update, Voyager's update, is much more popular than all the other No Man's Sky updates released before. And that's because this update is not just about gameplay. In fact, it's a paradigm shift. And that one is something psychological. It satisfies
that ship looks great.
Community in a vast emptiness, and also really it does recreate that dream of exploring space, not just from the point of view as a pilot, but from the point of view as a deep space explorer. So there's my thoughts, but you know what? I'd also like to know your thoughts. What's making Voyager's hit for you? How about sharing your Corvette dreams out there?
What are
The
those?
ships you've built. Talk about your explorations in space and perhaps what all of this means for you. Do you feel that Voyager's has fundamentally changed what No Man's Sky means?
Is that a life form?
As
A giant squid.
Love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching this video all the way through.
That ship looks amazing. I don't remember if I said that already.
Take care, and I'll catch you next time.
I don't even remember half of what he said, but amazing update. Just to recap, No Man's Sky, before we go, Voyagers should be on the website. Alright. Create your own colossal, fully furnished, completely bespoke Corvette-class starship in No Man's Sky, and invite friends on board. Introducing habitable multi-crew starships, assembled from hundreds of ship modules, new multiplayer missions, a stunningly detailed new player suit, a shipbuilding expedition, and more. So essentially, it's mostly about ships. Step directly into deep space. Yeah, this is something I've been hoping for a while. So I'm glad they put this in, just being able to exit the ship in space. Thunderbird class habitations. Nice. And it feels like you could set up your own crib in your ship. Corvette assembly camera. Wait, what? Oh, you mean the camera for the... Okay, I just realized what they meant by that. Yeah, we can walk around while it's flying. That's also another big thing. I really like that. Item class cockpit. So now you can get your Guardians of the Galaxy vibe in game. So yep, all of that portably on this device. I wonder if they did that iPad port yet. Yeah, so it's all about the ship really. Graphics technology, glass windows. Oh, here's some graphics stuff. Deep learning super sampling. But that's for NVIDIA though. The handhelds, the Steam Deck in particular is AMD, so not for me. Nice trail, mission radar, blah blah blah. Exosuit. Alright, yeah, oh wow, it's still going. Oh, okay, this is interesting. Mechamo's companion. If you complete the Corvette expedition, you can claim this. I really like this. Enhanced player lighting. Not bad. Am I not? Oh my god. Okay, it's a lot of stuff. I'm gonna stop. So yeah. That's it guys. Goodbye.